In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to create the drawing file for the bracket model. Unlike any of the other drawing files that we've created in the past, we will have to use a special metric drawing file for the dimensions to actually be accurate. As of the recording of this video, all students are doing their work using a virtual desktop. So if that is the case, you must download your drawing file from within the virtual desktop. So you cannot go to a separate tab that you maybe have open on your Chromebook and download the drawing file there, because if you do and you try and open it, then your Chromebook won't have the Inventor software to load that drawing file. So you have to be within the virtual desktop. Go to the start menu there. You can just start typing. You can find, I just typed in GO and it pops up with Google Chrome. Click on that. I happen to already have it loaded. So once you are in Google Chrome, you're going to go to the class website, plainfieldtech.weebly.com. You can hover over Technology and Robotics and then click on Section 4, Inventor Modeling, and that will bring you to this page. Once you're on this page, you're just going to scroll down. We are on the bracket model, assignment 2, metric drawing file template download. So we're just going to click that download button. And you'll know that you've done it correctly because you will see the little drawing file icon pop up next to the download. If this is just a little white piece of paper, then you've tried to download this to your Chromebook, not to the virtual desktop, and that won't work. So once it's downloaded, we're just going to click on it, and it should open right in Inventor, and there it is. And you'll notice that this says, this was a little different than the one we used for the last project. It says ANSI MM, so this is a millimeter drawing file. So we are ready to now add our views. So I'm going to click base, and mine automatically pops up with a preview here. Yours may not, depending on when you attempt to do this particular step. If it does not show up with a preview, then you just need to click on this Open Existing File button. Come in here, find your Google Drive, open your Google Drive, open your My Drive, hopefully you have a Technology and Robotics folder, wherever you've been saving your parts, and find it in here. Then you could just double click on it and that would open it there. Okay, if you don't see your Google Drive when you click on that, then you would need to go back to the desktop and log into your Google Drive file stream. Remember, we're always saving things to your Google Drive through Google Drive file stream, so you have to be logged into that for this to work. All right, so we have a little preview here, and this particular preview is showing my front view. So my front view always goes in the lower left-hand corner, so I'm going to just click, hold, and drag that down there. Nope, that's too far. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to take my mouse straight up from there, and I'll get a little dotted box outlining my top view. I'm going to single click there. And I'm going to go to the right side of my front view, single click there. And then I'm going to come up here to my isometric view, single click there. I'm going to leave my scale at 1:1 and click OK. And then I want to show the color of our isometric view. So I'm just going to hover my mouse over the isometric view, not right on any particular line, but just inside that red dotted box. I'm going to double click. From there, I'm going to choose this option here, shaded. It doesn't show me any special preview or anything, but once that shaded button is selected and I click OK, it'll show my red color. Okay, in years past when I've done this project, the dimensioning is quite detailed on this because the different hole types and all of the different features on this. But for simplicity, I'm going to make it rather basic. So we're going to go to the Annotate menu, and I'm going to choose Dimension. And the first dimension I want you to add is the full length, or width rather, of our top view. You cannot get this dimension by clicking on any single line in here. It won't work. It's going to take 3 clicks to get this dimension. So I'm going to go all the way on the left edge. Make sure you do not click on one of the rounded edges. So I want to go right here to the edge, single click, go to the right hand edge, single click, and pull that dimension down, click, and then I'm going to uncheck this box because it's annoying, and click OK. All right, if you have a mouse plugged into your keyboard, if you use the wheel, you can roll that wheel towards you, zoom in, and see that that is 156. You can also use the zoom tools over here in the navigation bar if you do not have a mouse. You can use those zoom tools with your trackpad. So our total width of our object is 156, and it is correct. That's what it's supposed to be. The next dimension, I'm going to go to the front view, and I'm going to get the total height of the object. So I'm going to click on the top edge. I'm going to go down and click on the bottom edge, drag that dimension over, and click, and that is 87, which is correct. And then the depth on my right side view, so I'm going to click on the left edge, click on the right edge, drag that up, and click. And now I'm going to hit the escape key. There are just a couple of other things that I want to add to this. I'm going to zoom in so you can see that should be 50. All right, so I do want to show these round things as whole features. So there is a little button right here. It's called a center mark. I'm going to select that, and I'm just going to go to each of my holes. I'm just going to click on the outer ring of each of those 4 holes. Just like that. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose hole and thread. And again, I'm going to go to the outer ring of this circle, click and release, drag that out, click and release, and you can see all the details it gives us there. It shows us that the hole diameter is 13, the opening diameter is 18, and the depth of our counter bore is 10 millimeters. I'm going to go to front view, so I'm only going to do that one hole in the top. Now I'm going to go to my front view, and again, I'm only going to dimension one hole. So I'm going to click on the outer ring, drag that one up, click, zoom in there, and again, 13 millimeters for the diameter. The countersink opening is 20 millimeters, and our degree of the opening is 90. And you can very quickly look at yours and see if you did it correctly. If you have any edges that are not rounded, you missed a fillet somewhere, but it should be pretty obvious when you look at your views if you've missed any. There are a lot more dimensions that we would add to this if we were creating a blueprint for manufacturing, but for simplicity for this particular project, we're going to leave it just like this and not add any other dimensions. So the only thing that's left is to add our text. So I'm going to choose the text tool, draw a text box in the project name, and for our text size, instead of 0.35 like we did in the last one, because that was in inches, we're going to change this to 10 millimeters. The project name is bracket. Click OK. I'm going to hit the escape key and drag that over so I can kind of center it a little bit better. There we go. And I'm going to hit the text tool again. Drag and draw a text box. Change the text size again to 10. Type in your name. So remember when you do first and last name. We'll center that up in a second. The date, just add whatever today's date is. The scale for this one, if you'll recall, when we put our base view in there, was 1:1. So we're going to change our text size to 10. We're going to type in 1:1. Click OK. I'm going to hit the escape key. Now I'm going to center up my name. All right, so other than the date, don't forget to add the date on there. This drawing file is complete. The last thing you want to do is save this thing appropriately. Make sure you put it in the correct spot. So I'm going to go File, Save As. We do not want to save in the Downloads folder. That's on the hard drive. It will delete as soon as we log out of the virtual desktop. So we're going to Google Drive File Stream. I'm going to go to My Drive, my Technology and Robotics folder, my Inventor folder, and I'm going to call this bracket drawing and hit save. Okay, so if we were going through this in a classroom setting, at this point you would print this drawing file and you would submit it for grading. In an e-learning scenario, to submit this thing to Google Classroom, we're going to go to File, Export, PDF. Make sure it's saving in your Inventor folder or wherever you've been saving your other things. And we're going to save this again as bracket drawing.pdf. That's perfect. That is the file type that we can submit to Google Classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And it's going to ask me if I want to open this file. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and open it up so that we can get a little preview of it. Once yours opens up, you should be able to zoom in and zoom out and check all of your dimensions and just make sure that's correct. But from here, since it's on your Google Drive, you could exit out of the virtual desktop, go to Google Classroom, um, find the agenda for the week for this assignment, and then just submit this PDF right there to that assignment.